What's going on, Zip Zip? Today is Friday. I'm feeling good. The trains are running. That reminds me of the MAGA-NUTS. The train, they go up and come back with the same information. They ain't going nowhere different. They riding right along these tracks. But one of the things that I find is that, you know, I think it's laughable when the orange man, when your Sir Flatulence says, I want to drain the swamp. Yeah, that's what he ran on. Draining the swamp. I want to drain the swamp. Yeah, referring to, for those that don't know what draining the swamp means. Draining the swamp means basically I'm going to clean up all of the nonsense that's in the swamp. I'm going to clean it up. But you can't clean it up if you brought most of the dirt with you. So it's almost like this. I often talk in analogies or speak in analogies when I'm at work or talking to people or doing something. Enjoy your weekend. That was pretty nice of them. Enjoy your weekend. I'm gonna come sit by this for a minute. But it's almost like, you ever watch that show called Hoarders? There's a show on TV that I watch periodically called Hoarders. And you know, everybody knows what a hoarder, they go one of the MAGA-NUTS right there, look. They go in the same direction, and then it's gonna come back. Meaning they don't have any substance in their arguments. But draining the swamp reminds me of the MAGA-NUTS, or draining the swamp reminds me of a show called Hoarders. And Hoarders is when, or on the show, they typically will get a call from somebody who's concerned about a loved one who has hoarded themselves, and they may live in a 4-bedroom house, 2-bedroom house, but they reduced to a corner because they have all this trash, books, or whatever it is that they're hoarding. And typically they have emotional ties to this stuff, or it's an emotional connection with buying and maintaining and retaining stuff that's no longer needed. And typically after a conversation and they talk to the person and they convince themselves and said, hey, yeah, we do need to get rid of some of this stuff. This is talking about draining the swamp. I'm gonna tie it together. So typically what happens is they allow the team to come in with the dump trucks, with all of the personnel or the manpower to clean it up in like a day and get it back to normal working condition or living condition. But as they start and as they progress throughout the cleaning process, the person that's the hoarder will typically sit on the outside near the dumpster and say, no, I want to keep that. I want to keep that. I want to keep that. And before you know it, like, if they bring out 4 things, they're keeping 3. So they're only doing, you know, some of the work. So this reminds me of the clean the swamp comment that the orange man refers to. And sometimes he, you know, but you can't do that if you're not going to get rid of all of it. But we all know, well, maybe I know and some other people know, maybe the MAGA had us know too. The MAGA-NUTS, they know too. But you're going to have to get rid of all of that stuff. And I think it was the Mac that said, you got to get rid of all the pimps, the pushers, the prostitutes, and then start all over again clean. Yeah, but they don't want to do that because they all dirty. Now see, that's the part that hurt their feelings. They all dirty. Yeah, just like they raiding today. Today is Friday the 22nd. They raiding Bolton's house because they said that he had documents that he retained or sensitive information, national security. He was the national security advisor. But if you're going to clean up his house, you got to clean up yours too. So that's all I wanted to say when you say we're going to drain the swamp. Nah, you ain't going to drain the swamp, man. You just going to get rid of people that don't like you or don't speak highly of you or don't kiss your ass. You don't want to change nothing. You just want to enrich your pockets and those that are around you or speak positively about you. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know why anybody would stand with you based on how many people went to jail last time you were in office. I don't get it. But it ain't for me to get. Because I'm just a dumb, bald-headed person with glasses that don't know what the hell he's talking about. Let me go sit over here and maybe y'all can get some little tranquility and a little peace for the rest of your Friday or for the rest of your day. Sip, sip. H-Town, baby. Doesn't that just feel good?